But that's crazy. There's no way that that's been that way for any length of time. Both of these leads are coming down to the positive terminal. Somebody's messed with it, and somebody's wired it up wrong.
Let's change our story, let's change our life. We'll do it our way, our own design.
Guys, I'm back on the boat. Who am I kidding? I'm always on the boat. Today we have one job, just one job, and my goal is to get our generator started. So here's the story. In the fall of 2020, we found our catamaran in Annapolis, Maryland, and after a survey, we bought her. During the survey, the owner went over all of the systems.
There's a preheat and a start. You push and hold the preheat. Give it a few seconds. Wait. The strainer needs to have water in it. Needs primed.
We were very eager to learn, and we would have done these tasks ourselves, but he insisted on doing everything himself, and at times it appeared he was struggling. It turns out they purchased the boat about 2 years ago, left the marina once, had some sort of a scary event, and never left the marina again. This is the genset starting battery. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's saying 3 volts. And this is the wires coming from the inside for the battery charger. And when I open this up, I'm like, why isn't the battery charger working? Both of these leads are coming down to the positive terminal. And this one is labeled with a red, although it's kind of like moldy. What in the world? But that's crazy. There's no way that that's been that way for any length of time. I might have to buy a battery. I don't know. We'll see. There's no way. When we were here for the survey, the battery worked great. The generator started up, sounded great. So obviously it had enough power then. Doesn't have enough power now. So somebody's messed with it, and somebody's wired it up wrong. So here's the situation. So down here in this compartment right here, we have a pretty beefy onboard Westerbeek generator. And Carter and I, there's Carter, say hey. Hi. Our job is to try to get this generator started. The thing is, the last time I heard it run was October. And that's when we bought the boat and we went for survey. So I tried to start it on our passage down from Annapolis to Myrtle Beach, but it almost acted like there was no power going to it, which is super weird. And also, we found it has its own starter battery, which is down here buried underneath the stuff. Sometime after the survey and before we took possession, the previous owner hooked it up to, I think he was trying to do a trickle charge, but he hooked it up backwards basically. The positive and the negative leads from the trickle charger were both going to the one positive lead on the battery itself. And the battery also had a LED monitor to tell us the volts, and by the time I got to it, it was reading 3 volts. So I think that battery is totally shot. I replaced it with a new battery. Well, a new battery for this particular generator, but an older battery for me. And when I tried to start it, it was almost like there's no power. So today we're gonna try to sort that out. So I'll get the heavy anchors. Can you get these fenders out? Yeah. Actually, this anchor's not so heavy. Ta-da! Generator. All right, we need those come-along straps that are on top of the battery. We need to get those out.
Okay.
Let's shut off the power, and we'll unplug from the shore as a precaution. So you have to unscrew the black part.
What black part?
Black part.
Oh, this.
Yeah, that part unscrews. Other way, that's tight.
Get that.
There you go, perfect. And then this should come out with a slight twist. So go ahead and grab that, twist backwards, and then out. Perfect, and we'll just lay it here. So I brought my voltmeter here to check this out. Yeah, we're at 10.5, that's not good. So that might be part of my problem, but I'm gonna see if it works with this battery anyway, and if it doesn't, then I might have to borrow a battery from one of the engine start batteries just to see if I can prove that this generator will start. So up here, I've got an on-off switch. It says generator battery on-off. And then in here, I've got a preheat, a start, and a stop, and they're all toggled upwards. I've got an independent fuel tank over here, which has fuel, probably about 2/3. The video from the survey, he put some water in here to prime this, so we'll do that. And then I've also got what looks like a circuit breaker here. So I imagine you keep that off until you get the generator running. Well, let's get some water and try to prime this. If it's dry. Oh, there's a little bit of water in there. Okay, I've got it primed. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the battery. There, battery's on. I guess we'll do a preheat. I mean, it's pretty warm, but. Okay, so I have 0 volts measuring on this. Yeah, there's no power getting to this. Zero volts measuring on the battery gauge. That's weird. All right, so we're gonna pull out one of the starter batteries for the engines because I know that they're good, but I'm starting to lose some hope here because there's a voltmeter on the Westerbeek and it's not even measuring any volts, and I know that I've got 10 volts in that battery, so somewhere I've got a power disconnect. But let's pull this out and see if it makes any difference. They're heavy. Eventually we're going to replace these, but since they're still good, there's no reason to replace them. At this point, I'll be very surprised if this works.
If it doesn't work, what are we gonna do?
Well, I don't know. I have to go home and watch the video, I guess. I don't know what else there is to do here. I don't see any other switches or...
Yeah,
I don't know.
We've tried all the ones inside.
All right, I still have no volts on the voltmeter.
Does that mean it doesn't work?
Oh, the preheat button lit up though.
Oh, should I go?
Okay, so that tells me I've got voltage now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold this preheat button for a moment. That's interesting.
Here you go.
So when I tap the preheat button, the voltmeter comes alive. It says I've got about 13, so that's perfect. I suspect I'm preheated enough. I don't really know. I'm gonna push the start button. Oh, scary time. Nothing. Emergency stop. That's good. It's interesting though. At least now we're getting somewhere. Bud? Do you think I have to do them both? You gotta do them both. You gotta push the preheat and the start button.
That was kind of scary.
Yeah, it was. Who knew there was a trick to it?
Not me. I don't know how it works. So why did it stop though?
Well, just because it hasn't been run in like 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So we'll
Is it safe to have your arm in there when it starts like that?
I sure hope so.
Is it like
Okay.
wild?
Okay, here we go. Ready again? Okay, preheat and start. Sounds good. Sounds real good. Let's make sure we got water coming out. Can you look underneath the hammock there? The trampoline?
Yeah.
There's the water spilling out somewhere.
I hear it. Yeah, I hear it. Here we go. That's a lot of water.
Mission accomplished!
Yay!
That was our only goal today, is to get that started.
Okay.
All right, don't anybody look at the mess here, but we've got these switches down here that are for the generator also, so we're gonna check and see if those work. Go ahead, Carter.
I'm gonna start.
So we have to push the start and the preheat at the same time. Push and hold until you hear it running good. Woohoo! Good job.
Okay.
It works. And it sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Okay.
All right, let's kill it. Push and hold. All right. Fantastic. That was our objective for today. We have done everything we came to do. We need a battery. We need to buy a new battery for it. Yep. All right, let's pack up. Let's get the wire, the AC shore power hooked up, and then we got to put everything back in that compartment, and then we're good to go.